Hello viewers, this Too Fast here. In today's video I want to show you this brand new battery pack for powering your dashcam in parking mode. This one I have here is a newly designed battery pack from the company BlackBoxMyCar. Now many of you will know BlackBoxMyCar have been selling high performance dashcams for many years. Well, for the past 2 years, the people at BlackBoxMyCar have been working with the engineer that designed the Cellink Neo dashcam battery pack. With all the knowledge and experience BlackBoxMyCar have gained from selling dash cams and battery packs for the past 8 years, they have applied it into the design of this device. Now the model name of this is BlackBoxMyCar BI-750. It's built and manufactured in Korea. It provides 25% more power capacity compared to the Cellink battery. It also has a thinner and longer design, so it will be easier to install this in your vehicle. I'll go over everything you need to know about this battery pack in this video, so make sure you watch the entire video. Now the purpose of having this in your vehicle is so you can operate your dashcam in parking mode. When you turn off the ignition, there's no more power going to the dashcam. If you want to monitor your vehicle for any incidents like hit and run or someone vandalizing your vehicle while it's parked, this device will provide power to the dashcam while it operates in parking mode. Now keep in mind not all dashcams support parking mode, so make sure your dashcam is compatible with this type of battery pack. Here's a look at the box this BI-750 battery pack comes in. As you can see, it's made by BlackBoxMyCar. It uses lithium iron phosphate battery cells, is smartphone compatible, has a sleek and modern design, provide day and night parking mode protection, dual USB port, smart fast charging, and works with any vehicle. There's a cigarette lighter charging cable. There's a hardwire charging cable you can connect to a fuse box. This is a cigarette lighter power output cable to connect to your dashcam. There's another power output cable for dashcams that support ignition 12 volt and constant 12 volt. So for example, this will work with a Thinkware dashcam. Velcro strips for mounting the battery pack. App setup guide. User manual. And here's the BlackBoxMyCar BI-750 battery. Here's a look at everything you get with this battery pack. Now when you buy this, you'll need to specify what type of fuse you have in your vehicle. So it can be an ATC Fuse, Mini Fuse, Micro2, or low profile Mini. And with that, they'll also include a Fuse Tap so you can hardwire the input cable to the fuse box. Now there are 2 optional accessories you can get for this battery pack. One is this input charging cable that you can connect directly to the car battery. Now if you want to install it this way, then you'll also want to pick up this fuse block. This is a 20 amp fuse, and you'll connect this power cable to one side of the fuse, and then the other side will connect to the car battery. Let's have a closer look at this BlackBoxMyCar BI-750 battery pack. As I mentioned, this battery pack uses lithium iron phosphate battery cells. It's a lot safer to use in a vehicle compared to lithium ion or lithium polymer cells. The battery pack is rated at 12.8 volt at 7500 milliamp hour and 96 watt hours. The input voltage is 12 to 17 volt at a maximum of 13.5 amps, and the output is 11 to 14.5 volt at a maximum of 2 amps. The operating temperature is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius, or 14 degrees Fahrenheit to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. When the battery is fully charged, it can power a 2-channel dashcam in parking mode for 35 hours. Now if you look at the other brands on the market, their runtime is about 25 hours, so this will give you a much longer runtime compared to other battery packs on the market. Looking on this side, the ACC in is the input charging port. This is where you plug the cigarette lighter charging cable or the hardwire cable to the fuse box. Next to it is the input charging port for connecting to the car battery. Again, if you want to connect this to the car battery, you will need to purchase the optional car battery cable. This selector switch here is for selecting low or high charging. If you use a cigarette lighter charging cable, then you set it to the low side. If you hardwire to the fuse box, then you set it to the high side. The COM port is only used by the factory for servicing. This is the output port for connecting to the dashcam. The external port is for connecting to another BI-750 battery, so you can daisy chain multiple batteries to get longer runtime. Over here on the left side are 2 USB output ports. You can use it to power USB devices. On the right side at the top here is the LED indicator to show you the charge level. Let's take a look at the cabling for this device. Right here are the 2 charging cables that come with this unit. If you use a cigarette lighter charging cable right here, then the maximum charging current is 5 amps and the charging time is approximately 100 minutes. Now using this cable, the installation is very simple. All you have to do is plug this yellow connector you see right here into the ACC input and then plug the other end of the cable to your 12 volt accessory port. but the charging time will be longer than if you were to hardwire this to the fuse box. This cable here is the hardwired charging cable. Now if you look on this end of the cable, you see there are two ACC wires. They've given you the option to connect one ACC wire or connect two ACC wires. With one ACC wire connection, they call this single mode. If you connect both of them, that's dual mode. So what's the difference? If you only connect one ACC wire to the ignition 12 volt in the fuse box, then the maximum charging current is 6 amp, and the charging time is about 80 minutes. If you connect these two ACC wires to two separate ignition circuits in the fuse box, then you'll have two 6 amp charging wires going to the battery pack. This will give a total of 12 amps of charging current. And this is what they call dual mode charging. The charging time for this is about 50 to 60 minutes. On this wiring harness, there's also a ground wire you need to connect to chassis ground. If you want to use this cable, connect this yellow connector to the ACC input on the battery pack, and make sure you set the selector switch to high. If you want to use a cigarette lighter charging cable, then plug this cable to the ACC input and set the selector switch to low. Now if you choose to install this using the optional car battery charging cable, then you need to connect this black wire that's marked B+ to the car battery's positive terminal. But you have to make sure you install that fuse block between this wire and the battery terminal itself. You'll notice there's also a red wire here marked ACC, and you need to connect this to ignition 12 volt. With this wire connected, the battery pack will know to charge when the engine is running and stop charging when the engine is turned off. There's also a ground wire that you need to connect to chassis ground. When you have these wires connected, then you plug this orange connector to this car battery connector. If you use this charging cable, the maximum charging current is 12 amp and the charging time is 50 to 60 minutes. So the charging current and the charging time is the same as using the dual mode hardwire cable. Now let's take a look at the output cable. There are two types that will work with most dash cams on the market. One is the cigarette lighter plug that you see right here. So for example, if you have a Blackvue dash cam, then you'll plug the cigarette lighter power cable from the dash cam to this plug here. The other output cable is a hardwire cable that you see right here. And you see on this cable, there are 3 wires you need to connect to a dash cam. Ignition 12 volt, constant 12 volt, and chassis ground. So for example, if you have a Thinkware dash cam, the power cable from the dash cam will have these 3 wires. And both of these output cables have this connector here. And you connect this to the output port. Now I want to mention I do have a couple of other videos showing you how to install a Thinkware dashcam system with a Thinkware battery pack. I also made another install video on the Blackvue dashcam and the Blackvue battery pack. So if you want to learn more about those systems, I'll include those links in the description below. So right now I'll take this to the vehicle and show you how to install it. I'll be installing this battery pack for my Blackvue DR750 2CH LTE dashcam, and it uses a cigarette lighter power plug to power it. Now for this install, I will not be using the cigarette lighter power cable, so I'll be installing the hardwire cable you see right here, and I'll be installing both accessory wires for dual mode charging. To install the hardwire cable, you'll first need to locate your fuse box. For my Nissan Pathfinder, the fuse box is on the driver's side right here. Remove this cover. Now if you look on the back of the cover, there's a sticker that'll tell you what circuit is for what. At the top here, there are 3 ignition 12 volt accessory power circuits. I'll be using 2 of these for the hardwire cable. Now in a previous video, I went into great details explaining how a fuse tap works, how to connect a fuse tap, and how to test a circuit in your fuse box with a multimeter. So if you want to learn more about it, make sure you check out that video. Now the fuse type that's used in this vehicle is low profile mini. And here are the 2 fuse taps I'll be using to connect the 2 ACC wires to the fuse box. Now remember, when you buy the BI-750 battery, it'll ask you to select which fuse type you have, and they will include and ship you the 2 fuse taps you need. I went ahead and installed 10 amp fuse in both of the fuse taps. After you find out which fuse you'll be tapping, go ahead and remove that fuse. Place a fuse that you removed from the fuse box into the bottom slot of the fuse tap. Next, crimp the 2 fuse taps to the ACC wires. And here's what the wire looks like. Bring the wire into the fuse box. Now plug in the 2 fuse taps. Here's a look at the 2 installed fuse taps. Now for the ground wire, I'll connect this to a bolt behind the hood release. Remove the side step panel. Run both the hardwire cable and the dashcam power cable along the side here. I'll tape down the cable with some 3M friction tape. Reinstall this cover. I'll place a battery pack right underneath the driver's seat and above the vents that you see right here. Now you don't want to put the battery pack right here because hot air will blow out of these vents. I'll use the included double-side Velcro strips to mount the battery pack in this location. Now I'll connect the input charging cable. Next I'll connect the cigarette lighter output cable. Plug the Blackvue cigarette lighter power cable to the output socket. To make sure this connection doesn't come loose, you can put a piece of tape around it. Now set the selector switch to high. Right now this dash cam is being powered by the BI-750 battery pack. With a Blackvue dash cam, after 5 minutes of the vehicle not moving, it will automatically go into parking mode.
Parking mode on.
There's an app you can install on your phone to check the status and make changes to the settings of the battery. Now if you hardwire the 2 ACC wires for dual mode charging, you will need to enable dual mode charging using the app. And the app you need to install is the one you see here. It's called Cell. Go ahead and install it. Here it finds the device. If it doesn't see it, press scan. So in the app, it'll show you the charge level, the temperature, the discharge time. Right now the ignition is off, so the input voltage is 0. The output voltage, the speaker is on, LED is on, charging is on, the capacity of the battery, the low voltage stop is set to 10 volts, and the current mode right now is showing single mode charging. Now as you saw earlier, I did connect both accessory wires. So let me show you what you'll have to do to change it to dual mode charging. Go into settings. Now on this screen, this is where you can make changes to the settings. As you can see, speakers on, LED indicators on, charging is on. The dual charger is off right now. So I'll turn this on. A message comes up, charging is set to double. Please check the wiring and capacity. Done. On the screen, there are a couple of other settings you can make changes to. One is low voltage stop. This is a car battery voltage protection feature. If the car battery voltage drops too low, then it'll stop the charging of the battery. If you leave it in the normal setting, the cutoff voltage is 10 volts. If you set it to low, it's 9.5 volt. If you set it for high, then the cutoff voltage is 10.5 volts. Next to it is a charging current setting. Now depending if you're using single mode charging or dual mode charging, the current limit will be different. The normal charging current is 5 amp. If you set it for low, then it's 4 amps. If you set it for high, it's 6 amps. Now if you're using dual mode charging, then the normal setting is 10 amps, the low setting is 8 amps, and the high setting is 12 amps. Right here is a smart charge feature. If you enable this, when the battery temperature goes above 72 degrees Celsius, it will automatically cut off the charging. This will help prevent damage to the battery. And if you're using dual charging mode, the battery will automatically switch to single mode charging when the temperature exceeds 60 degrees Celsius. When you're done with the settings, go back. As you can see, the current mode is now showing 2 for dual mode charging. With the ignition on, now you see ACC1 and ACC2 is charging. There's a measured input voltage and a current draw. When you're done with the app, you can exit out. As you can see, this BlackBoxMyCar BI-750 battery pack is perfect for operating your car dash camera in parking mode while your vehicle is parked. They've incorporated many good features in this device. The dual mode charging is something I've not seen before. By using 2 charging wires, you'll be able to charge a battery a lot quicker, and it's great for people who drive short commutes. With a low profile design, it's very easy to install this in your vehicle. They've also included both wiring harnesses to support dash cams that use cigarette lighter power plug and hardwire configuration. Now at the time of this review, you can get this battery pack for $350. Now if you're interested, use the links below and you'll automatically get a discount at checkout. And also let me know your thoughts about this battery pack in the comments section. I'm always curious to see what your thoughts are on products like this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.